Hey there, Scott Wilkinson here with UltimateAVMag.com. I'm sitting in a Lincoln MKS with Graham McKenna, Director of Marketing at Gracenote, and we're talking about My Ford Touch, which is powered by the Gracenote database and allows you to do some pretty amazing things with car audio. Graham, why don't you give us a little demonstration?
Sure. Well, there's a few things we do, Scott. We provide cover art for your music. So when you hook up your iPod, your iPhone, a USB drive to the USB jack in the car, we have a database that's on an SD card in the car, provides the right cover art. So you get your cover art for AC/DC, all the bands you have on your device, which helps you navigate your music collection. You also get clean metadata, artist names, track names, that kind of thing. Another cool thing that we do is, because we're a music company, because we have all this expertise about music and also video, we understand that bands have weird names. There's AC/DC, In Excess, Sade is kind of pronounced Sade, really, if you were like looking at it that way. Right. So we help the voice recognition system in the Ford vehicles understand these names, so when the driver punches it up, you get it really quickly.
So give us a little demo here, will you?
Another cool thing is, because we know all this information about bands and artists, we can give alternative names. So say Elvis can be called the King. If you want to hear Springsteen, you could call up the Boss.
Let's try it. Here.
Please say a command.
Play artist CCR.
Playing artist CCR.
So the system's now understood that CCR is a nickname for Creedence Clearwater Revival, which is quite a mouthful, so you don't have to say it when you're doing the voice prompts.
And here's Creedence Clearwater Revival. There you go.
Everything we're trying to do here is trying to make it easier for drivers to access their music on the open road, keeping their eyes on the road and still enjoying all the music in their music collection.
And certainly with all this voice activation and ease of use in that regard, you're making it very easy and very safe for them to find the music they want.
And that's the goal. That's what we're trying to do.
Awesome, man. Thanks so much.
Cool. Thanks, Scott.
I'm talking now with Michael Jeffries, Director of Mobile Technologies at Gracenote, and we're talking about MediaSync. So why don't you tell us what it's about?
MediaSync is a technology that allows you to do a real-time interactive content with TV on a portable mobile device. So this is an example of technology that can allow you very fine-grained, intimately to interact with the show. So bring up what's playing on the screen, what's the actors, actresses, voting people off islands, seeing scores of your favorite sporting events, introducing rich media, so maybe a streaming stuff. So as we go through this demonstration here, I'll show a couple of examples of interacting with the content, and then we'll wrap up by, I'll provide you the tablet, let you take a look at and explore.
Great.
So what we're seeing firstly here is it's synchronizing. The tablet down here has gone through, and it's allowing with chat, I could interact with what's up with Ralph and where is Ralph, and I'm seeing right now that, well, the boys are crazy and people are interacting with it.
And they're interacting on the iPad, not interrupting the picture that's on the screen, which I think is really good.
Right, very cool. So now we'd like to show you, this is an example in the script where we're going to do a rich media. So David Letterman show, he's going to bring on Robert Downey Jr., and Robert Downey is presenting and pushing for his new show, a new program, a TV movie that he's going to be out on. And what the producers have decided that they'd like to show the trailer and make it available on the iPad. So at this point here, I'd like to stop real quickly and give you guys an example.
Okay.
So if you take a look at what's on here, it's been following along. There's actually, I could click on this and I will see the trailer for Robert Downey Jr.'s new movie that he's going to talk about.
Right.
All the cool things. But also I could look through the history. Back here, here was that Bart thing. Oh, and we were watching a Lifetime Sports, who did the touchdown scores. ESPN sends this directly, real time. I also could click on and say, who do I like? Or who do I not like? Right. Or, you know, it's on the island, there were two people. They actually shows the picture of the contestants at that time. I could, okay, I'm going to give Marty a better score there. Take a look at it. Here's an example where we detected CSI, the show, and you can get some more content. Last piece I want to wrap up with is show a little bit about this technology, how it could be used with advertisers and things like that. So in this particular one, the script actually didn't have an airplane in it, but it's islands far away and travel, and people might like to travel. So Virgin said, let me sponsor this module, this one. An example, if I happen to click on that because I was scoring and I was voting certain people off the island, I can bring up and book some tickets for it. And Virgin thinks that's kind of good. We all think that's pretty good, where people are starting to interact with it and they can see some content, click on it, get additional stuff. It brought up just a standard HTML for that advertiser and allow them to interact with that. We also have Alexis is sponsoring the whole application. If you click on that, what you'd see is a Prius car, and I can configure it and color it while the program's going on. And this is all done via audio technology, watermarking.
Now, audio technology meaning that the iPad was listening to these speakers, listening to this content over the air, or, acoustically, and configuring itself based on the watermarks that are embedded in the audio.
Yes, think of it as like a dog whistle that you can't hear, and it's in there, and you could be sitting on your sofa and relaxing. And as you can see, it actually works pretty well in a fairly loud environment such as CES. Works very well. It works fabulous, definitely in the living room, you can imagine. Very, very exciting capabilities for the end consumer. We think very exciting for the advertisers to have some fun, interactive from the ecosystem, and for the app developers and people like that. So very, very interesting.
Fantastic. Thanks so much.
Welcome.
Okay, we're really covering the gamut with Gracenote employees. I'm talking now with Ty Roberts, the CTO of the company. And Ty, you're going to show us another feature that's been developed by Gracenote called Music ID.
That's right. This is really one of the first implementations of song identification inside of a video player. And so this is a Blu-ray player from LG, and they've got several models out now that essentially have this Music ID function. There's actually a button on the remote control right here. You can't see it, but it says Music ID. And when you play some content, which I'll start going right now, basically you hear song inside there and you go, hey, what is that song? I'd really like to know more about that. And actually you can just push the Music ID button. When I push it, you'll see this logo up there up top, identifying the song.
Now we're listening to some songs on this clip from Iron Man 2, and it's listening to the soundtrack, and
what it is, what kind of music it is, what the actual track is on the album, and then you can actually buy it. Okay, and that'll actually send a link to a registered email account. They're giving you a link to various services to buy the actual track.
Man, that is really cool.
So this is the idea of using audio fingerprinting technology. Let me pause this to actually figure out what the music in the song is, and it's an incredible new feature for these BD players.
And the algorithm's actually listening to the music and figuring out what the song is based upon the actual
properties. Yeah, the way it actually kind of works is the fingerprints kind of, if you think about the old days when you had a graphic equalizer with the bars going up and down, it's like looking at the pattern of how those bars move. That's kind of what it does. And the fingerprints, so over time, if it went like that, it's one song, and if it goes like this, it's a different song, and that's what it actually does. And it takes about 3 seconds of audio to figure out what the actual song is.
3 seconds of audio.
That's right.
That's amazing. Thank you so much.
Cool. Thanks, Scott.